Now, as I foreshadowed yesterday, NATO has been formally invited both Finland and Sweden to join the alliance. One day, of course, after Turkey dropped its objections to their membership. This historic deal thwarts Russia's efforts to weaken NATO and ends Finland and Sweden's long history of military non-alliance. Here's a look at some of its practical impact and strategic impact, courtesy of the Wall Street Journal.
The location of both Sweden and Finland would mean the alliance has significantly more land in the east of Europe. Take Finland, for example. It has an 830-mile-long border with Russia, but if we look a little closer, we can see that this border is full of lakes and marshland with very few roads for military vehicles, such as tanks, to travel on. Analysts say those conditions would be beneficial for NATO in any potential combat situation with Russia.
From a NATO point of view, it's a huge opportunity. So you think about combat in Ukraine over by Kiev, where Russia was trying to push down really narrow roads. That's Finland.
One key area for Russia is the Kola Peninsula, where Moscow houses sub-launched ballistic missiles that are key to its nuclear arsenal. Currently, the only NATO country bordering the zone is Norway. But analysts say if Finland joins the bloc, it would increase pressure on the region.
Joining me now from Canberra is Finland's ambassador to Australia, Satu Mattila-Budich. Thanks for joining us, Ambassador. This is a monumental decision on behalf of your country. What primarily has driven it?
Well, it is a significant decision for Finland in terms of our security policy. Well, the main point here is that we feel that due to Russia's aggression and invasion of Ukraine, we feel that the security environment in Finland and in the whole Europe has changed in a fundamental and profound way. And so this is the key point. And what is significant is also the very, very fast change in public opinion in Finland in favor of applying the membership. Yeah. So we can't say that Finland has been neutral, but we have been military non-aligned, and we have already had a very close and expensive cooperation with NATO and partnership over many decades.
Yeah, formalised that you have that long border, land border with Russia, over 1,500 kilometres. Obviously, it gives you that added protection, because if Russia were to step over that line, then they invoke the whole of the NATO treaty countries would be opposed to them. But also your country brings some military strength. You have the Joint Strike Fighter aircraft and a whole lot of other military hardware that will be very gratefully welcomed by the other NATO nations.
That's right. So Finland certainly feels safer if we join NATO, but Finland is also a security provider. So we have very strong military, very much interoperable with the NATO forces, and so hopefully, you know, if Finland joins NATO, we will also make NATO stronger.
Well, Vladimir Putin obviously doesn't like this. On the flip side of that protection you've gained, what blowback do you expect from Russia? How will tensions increase between Finland and Russia in the short term?
Well, we know the criticism by Russia, so it's nothing new for us. But we feel that, you know, Finland joining the NATO would increase the stability in Europe, and joining NATO is not a threat to Russia or to any other country. So I hope that, you know, the tensions will be not increased.
Yeah, but obviously strategically now you have NATO nations right around the Baltic Sea, a very important entry and exit point for Russian naval vessels, but also the Baltic states. The Baltic states must feel, I suppose, boosted by your decision.
Yes, I think we have a very strong support by all Baltic states, and I hope that, you know, both Finland and Sweden joining NATO will also improve the security of all the three Baltic states and the Baltic Sea area.
I just want to show you what our Prime Minister has said about this issue, because you'll be wanting to report that back to Helsinki. Here's the Prime Minister.
NATO now has two additional applicants to join, Sweden and Finland, that historically have taken neutral positions, have been motivated by the Russian brutality in Ukraine to seek to join NATO. This is a very positive development and shows just how wrong Vladimir Putin's judgment and ongoing actions have been in advancing what he saw as the cause of Russia.
So you got plenty of support there from Anthony Albanese, Ambassador. What difference do you think this will make to bilateral relations between Australia and Finland?
Well, we have a very, very good relationship, but of course we very much appreciate, Australia's support, and of course, also what Australia is doing in support of Ukraine. So that is very much appreciated.
Well, thanks for joining us, Ambassador, on such a momentous occasion.
Thank you for having me.
That's the Ambassador to Australia from Finland, Satu Mattila-Budich. A big day for Finland and Sweden, of course. No longer militarily non-aligned, now they will be members of the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation. That's good news for them, good news for the security of Europe.